up, though? What's good, people? It's Aaron Duncan, your boy. It's your boy. It's been a minute since I've been on YouTube going live. If you don't know, I'm on Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report every Wednesday. I'm live talking about the Panthers. So that's why I've been doing my main lives, y'all. So if you want to catch me, you got to go to Bleacher Report Wednesdays, 6 o'clock Eastern. 6 o'clock Eastern, right? So if y'all want to catch it live every week talking about different topics, I'm on Bleacher Report. I'm on Bleacher Report. Sorry about that music. I'm on Bleacher Report. J47, what up, though? Let's get in this chat. Turtle Man, what up, though? Sweet hat, brother. Appreciate it. It's Super Bowl week, so I thought I'd wear my Super Bowl hat and my Super Bowl shirt. Panthers versus Patriots. Not a great Super Bowl for us, but we went there. Eric Ridge, what up, though? D. Davis, what up, though? B. Dukes, what's good, brother? What up, though? Trevor Hintz in the building. What up, though, brother? Mr. Luke Cage, what up, though? How's life going on that app y'all be on? Hey, man. I might have take a break like you, bro. I might have take a break like you, bro. It gets sticky on the app. True one, what's good, brother? What up, though? Tim Estes, what up, though? Addison DW, what up, though? My bad, LJ. I cut the music. My bad. I'm working on a new sound system, man, because today, Aaron Zinnerman, what up, though? LJ, what up, though? Brandon Story, what up, though? I'm working with a new sound system because today, I think I'm going to open the phone lines, man. I want to talk to you guys. I went live on Bleacher Report, talked about the trades and why we need to. But for you guys, I want to talk to you. So I ain't going to talk too long because I got to get you guys in there. But shout out to my guy Knucklehead K on the Super Chat starting this thing off right. Starting that thing off. You gonna start this thing off right. Hey, man, appreciate it, Sam. What up, though? Said, bro, I keep forgetting about Bleacher Report. Just looked at the time. I'm at CST, seeing the YouTube notification, and man, I missed it. I'm gonna go back and watch, though. Just showing love, man. Banger to start the show. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, the replay on Bleacher Report is always posted. I sometimes chop up the videos and put it on here. You know what I'm saying? So you can always catch the replays, but I would appreciate it if you guys can be on there live to interact with me like y'all do on here because it get lonely. I only do about 25, 30 minutes over there. But, of course, here is my baby. So please make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. If you have not here, let's go ahead and get that thing rolling. It take 2 seconds. Get a video a thumbs up. If you want to leave a super chat, holla at your boy. I appreciate the support. Y'all know this independent creator grind. Like I said, I got I got a different mic set up because I'm trying to get the phone going. Yeah, Aaron, yeah, you said it, bro. You was like they need to do a better job of notifying, and everybody's saying they not. I'm gonna reach out to them and say that people aren't getting notifications. Because what's the point of having it on mobile if you're not going to get notifications? Otherwise, it's just like an old TV show. And even then, we got DVR. JT Dow, what up, though? All right, but let's talk about it because I don't want to talk too long. I want to get to the phone lines. These trades, man. So there's 3 potential guys. Obviously, Myles Garrett, he requested a trade this week. Cooper Kupp has been granted permission to seek a trade this week. And, of course, I think there's rumors going around that potentially DK Metcalf can be available. Garrett Wilson could potentially be available. But I think it's time for the Panthers to make a statement, man. Far too many times the Panthers get overlooked, dismissed, thrown to the side. And people don't take us serious, man. People don't take us serious. We have to become a serious organization. We finally look like we got some stability, finally have a head coach, finally got a quarterback. a front office that's here that seems to know what the heck they're doing, at least a little bit. They're competent. So I think it's time to figure it out. Once you get a quarterback, man, I just think it's time for you to start doing what you got to do to put the best team together to start competing. And I hear the excuses. I hear the excuses. We don't need to be trading. Why would we trade our first round pick for Myles Garrett? Why are we so as a fan base? Why are we so tight and in love with these draft picks? Because all we want to do is draft the guy that's hopefully Myles Garrett. We want to hold on to these draft picks so we can hopefully draft the next Myles Garrett. That's what we holding on to these draft picks for. Why would we trade a first round draft pick for Myles Garrett? We can just draft the Myles Garrett. Is that easy, huh? Because that's what we've been doing over the past X amount of years in this organization. Let me tell y'all something, man. Ever since David Tepper has bought this team, bro, we haven't had a winning season. Haven't sniffed the playoffs. Haven't been good. Like, we've been rebuilding for so long. Why would a rebuilding team trade for Myles Garrett? Brother, my brother and sisters in Christ, we've been rebuilding over the course of 2 or 3 presidential candidacies. It's been a minute. We've been rebuilding for a while. How much rebuilding do we need to do? And the worst thing that could have happened is people just buying into this David Tepper, oh, it takes time excuse. It don't take that long. It may take some time. It don't take 7 years. It don't. I'm over here watching the Commanders go from the number 2 overall pick to one of the final 2 teams in the NFC in 1 year. They got a quarterback and they got the coach. They made some moves, of course, and things just happen. They fall into place. And now they look like they're going to be a contender. They about to load the boat again this offseason. It don't take that long to turn stuff around, man. And I'm not saying that we need to turn around in 1 year, but it shouldn't take 7 years to rebuild. How long are we going to rebuild? How long? We need to do it the right way and build through the draft. I'm here to tell you right now, there is no Myles Garrett in this draft. Even if we do draft well in the first round, Icky, Bryce, JC's a Pro Bowler. Derrick Brown is one of the best players in the league at his position. None of them guys are Myles Garrett. None of those guys are Myles Garrett. I'm sorry. We have to start getting to a point where we expect more from the team, man. It don't take that long to turn stuff around. We've been trash for the better part of 7 years. 3 presidencies, I'm telling you. Three presidencies. And we done had double-digit losses multiple times. I want to see the Panthers make a statement and say, hey, we got our quarterback, we got our coach, let's go get it. We're not a contender. He wants to go into a contender. The NFC South is not a good division, guys. We were this close to splitting with every team in the division. This close. The Bucs, we gave that game away. But I bet you if we had Myles Garrett, we don't let Baker Mayfield drive the ball down the field in 35 seconds. I know that. We need to build. Like, what? We're not where we need to be to start making these type of moves. These type of moves, it's gonna get us to where we want to be. He doesn't want to play for a team that's rebuilding. If we add Myles Garrett, we're not rebuilding no more, guys. I'm telling you right now, if we get the best defensive player in the NFL on this team, we're not rebuilding anymore. We're going for it. It may not be a Super Bowl right away, but we going for this division. And when you win the division, all you gotta do is get in the dance. And I think that's what Myles Garrett wants. Because if you get to the dance, you got a chance. You see the Commanders. You don't turn the ball over and you take advantage of the team of taking the ball away. You can win the game. We saw the Commanders upset the best team in football all season, got smoked at home by the Commanders because the Commanders took the football away. You get a game changer like Myles Garrett, he's going to help you take that football away. Come on, man. Shout out to Knucklehead K on the super chat, man. Said, I send 2 firsts, honestly. Myles almost guarantees us the division, which means playoffs. Look, man. You get Myles Garrett on this defense, we're going to another level. And that's going to elevate the whole team. I see y'all talking about we're not one player away. Let me know if we trade for Myles Garrett, is the offseason over? Do we not have other draft picks? Is free agency not going to continue on? Are we not retooling other places on the team? Like, just because we trade for Myles Garrett don't mean it's over. Like, we can make excuses for every day of the week. Like, let's go for it, man. Like, we've been tricked. We've been tricked. Y'all done sipped the Kool-Aid from David Tepper that it take all this time. It don't take all that time. We're going through a rebuild. Bruh. It don't take all that time to rebuild. A couple free agent acquisitions, mix in some rookies, and let's rock and roll. When did I say rebuild? It don't take that long to rebuild, man. It don't take 7 years to rebuild. When Dave Canales got hired, I said I'm expecting 2 years. I said the first year, fill things out. The second year, it's time to go for it. And I could pull the receipts on that. I said, looking at the structure of the contracts that they bought from a lot of these guys, it's all in for 2. Even Derrick Brown's was structured. I made a video talking about that. Derrick Brown, Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt. Let's go for it. Are there other vets? Yeah. Yeah, and people said we don't have the money. Dude, I guarantee you all 31 teams in the NFL are having meetings and discussions on what they need to do or what they can do to acquire Myles Garrett. We're talking about the best defensive player in the league. And I got people that don't want to acquire him because they want to hold on to picks. We're going to have to pay him. He's the best defensive player in the league. You pay good players. That's what you do. That you pay good players. This is not a hot take. Good players get paid. Good players get paid. But let's look at it. Let's look at the contract and money implications. Let's look at the money implications. The team acquiring Garrett, if a trade was made in the summer, would be responsible for $14.8 million this and $25 million next year. In theory, they can manipulate the cap hit however they want, but in reality, they'll be extending Garrett. A market for a player like Garrett is a bit unknown. He is the best defensive lineman in football, but will turn 30 at the end of the 2025 season. In the interim, some data points can be found if the Steelers extend TJ Watt, but given the recent contracts by Donald and Chris Jones, I would expect $35 million a season on a 3-year extension. You done brought in Marty Bird from the Chiefs. You hired Marty Bird to be the cap guy. You brought in Marty Bird to get a cap guy. Figure it out. Given the nature of the trade request, age, and likely extension that would come, I doubt the Browns will be looking at a massive haul of multiple first-round picks. They certainly should get one first-round pick, but after that, it's probably a mid-round pick with some kind of escalation continue. So a first and a conditional. A first-round pick and conditional. That's all it's gonna take. The draft picks, that's no question to me. Because according to reports, the way that the contract is structured with the Browns, it would have to be a post June 1st trade. Meaning we couldn't trade, we wouldn't have to trade number 8 overall. We would keep number 8 overall. We will be trading next year's 2026 first round draft pick. We wouldn't be trading number 8 overall. We'd be trading next year's first and then a mid-round after that because of the nature of the contract. Like I said, this will be a post-June 1st trade. This is a generational talent we got people turning their nose up to. It's going to cost a first and a mid-round, a conditional mid-round pick. I'm sending that. I'm sorry. Y'all can hold on to them draft picks and hope that we draft the next Myles Garrett, or we can just pick up Myles Garrett. It seems like a no-brainer to me. It seems like a no-brainer to me. I'm sorry. This is from overthecap.com. This is from overthecap.com. So these are the cap specialists. These are the cap people. They wrote an article about what it would take to acquire him. But again, this will be a post-June 1st cut because the way that the cap is structured for Cleveland, if they trade him before then, that they wouldn't even gain any cap space. I think it ends up being like negative cap space for them. So financially, it only makes sense for it to be a post-June cut. So for it to be a post-June cut, it has to be next year's draft pick. So it's going to be next year's pick. So if we handle our bit, if we keep number 8, and we trade for and acquire Myles Garrett, you can use number 8 on defense if you want to. You could go a Ted McMillan. You could trade back and get more picks. Since you lose next year's pick, you could trade back into the teens and get that pick right back. And obviously, and we're talking about hypotheticals with the trade. Obviously, it takes 2 to tango. He doesn't have a no trade clause, but we're just talking about the implications. If you can keep number 8 in a draft that's deep at defense, you can keep number 8, trade back far enough to get another first that you just lost by trading away for Myles Garrett, and now you in business. Come on, man. You talking about adding the best defensive player in the NFL with Derrick Brown. And then if whatever pick you get when you trade back, you added picks in a deep defensive draft. Come on now, man. Come on, man. Come on. What we doing? What are we doing? And I hear the people talking about Myles, he wants to go to a contender. He wants to go to a contender. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, if we add Myles Garrett, we will be contending. Especially since we're going to be keeping number 8, we will be contending. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you we will be contending. Look, man, I'm just laying the hypotheticals, and I hear people talking about Myles has to come. He has to want to come here. I think he just wants to get out of that dumpster fire. Look, We've been down bad, but there's not too many teams in the league that have a worse scenario than Cleveland. There's not too many teams in the NFL that has a worse situation than Cleveland. You're tethered to a quarterback that's washed up, that may have to retire. You're paying him a fully guaranteed contract. He's costing about $40-something million against the cap on a yearly basis. He's probably going to be gone next year. You don't have a ton of cap space. These dudes, they want the money. If you're going to be able to pay these guys, they're going to be willing to come. This is, like I say, there's a difference between taking volunteers and taking hostages. We are not going to be able to compete enough to be able to get a guy like Myles Garrett in here on free agency. But if we have an opportunity to take a hostage by trading for him, this is not the NBA. There aren't not too many no trade clauses out there. And Myles Garrett does not have a no trade clause. If we give the best offer, Myles Garrett will show up. And if we pay him, he will definitely be motivated to play. But Myles seems like he wants out, bro. The Cleveland can say they don't want to trade him at all, but they just seem to be on different pages. They just seem to be on different pages. They do. Shout out to Michael Baker on the super chat. He said for your optimism today. I appreciate it, man. We gotta raise our standards, bro. It don't take that long to turn this stuff around. It don't take that long to turn stuff around. Hunter said he's 100% getting out. I don't think this is gonna get ugly, but I think he's getting out. I think he's out of Cleveland. Cleveland is bad, bro. They're in bad shape, man. They're in bad shape. It's really bad, bro. I almost feel bad for them. If they weren't talking so much trash to us a couple years ago when we played them, I would feel bad for them. But they getting what they deserve in my eyes. Remember we played them when we had Baker and they was talking all that trash all season and we lost. We got hosed a little bit on that little fake spike. But they was talking a lot of trash. So I don't feel bad for them. I don't. Doug, what up, though? The way I see it, what up, though? But just real quick, like I said, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Before I do, Cooper Kupp is potentially available. I'm hot and cold on that. The Rams I was a little bit skeptical because of that salary and his age, and he doesn't play much because of injuries. But the fact that they want to pay down some of his salary and whoever acquires him will only be on the hook for $12.5 million, that's intriguing to me. Now, I don't know how many slot receivers we can have because Adam Thielen is strictly a slot. Cooper Kupp, most definitely strictly a slot at this point. You can motion him out and he can win on the outside. And personally, I think Jalen Coker's future is in the slot just because I think his route running, his smarts, and his hands, and the way him and Bryce click, I think his future will be in the slot. He can play some outside now. But I'm like, how many more slot receivers can we take, right? But at $12.5 million, I'm thinking about it, man, right? Especially if the Rams are trying to pay down his salary. Granted, they're paying down his salary. That way they can get a higher draft pick. Now, what is that draft pick? Is it a third? Is it a fourth? That's going to make me sick. I'm not doing higher than a fifth. I'm sorry. I'm not going higher than a fifth round pick for Cooper Kupp. I'm not doing more than a fifth round pick for Cooper Kupp, and I'm not signing him to an extension. I'm sorry. I'm not paying Cooper Kupp that money, knowing he's probably gonna miss. They wrote an article about it too. Say the cost To trade Kupp on the salary for the Rams will be $17 million if traded before the roster bonus is due, and $24 if traded after. Kupp currently has a 29.8 cap charge, so in both cases, the Rams would create some cap space, and they are not hurting for cap room anyway, so savings aren't that much of a concern. If the Rams cut him, for the team acquiring Kupp, the cap charge would be $12.5 million for the year if the Rams pick up the roster bonus, and $20 million if the trade is made prior to that. Kupp has a non-guaranteed salary of $19.85 million next year, and $5 million is due in March. There's no guarantee, so you can get Cooper Kupp on a prove-it deal for $12.5 million. If they want to take a 5th-round pick, I'm going to consider it. I'm going to consider it, bro. I'm going to consider it. But it's just way too many slot receivers. Yeah, you could put Coker on the outside. I get it. But this is like plan C. This is plan C. Black African Thumper, what up, though? What's up, man? Shout out to LJ on the super chat. He said, they act like the NFC ain't wide open, don't like Jada Daniels ain't go to the championship. Exactly, bro. The NFC is wide open. You ain't got to go through Lamar or Josh or Patrick. Nah, man. I'm sorry. The Eagles got a lot of talent, but I ain't scared of Jalen Hurts. Jared Goff, we seen how he get down in terms of turnovers. And without Ben Johnson and all their coaches, I'm curious to see what the Lions going to look like. The Commanders, they coming up too, but I ain't afraid of them either. They just arrived. They just arrived. But appreciate you on the super chat. But DK Metcalf is also potentially a guy. He's typical unhappy wide receiver. He had some moments on the sideline this year. Dave Canales obviously was the pass game coordinator when DK Metcalf was drafted. They drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba 2 years ago. Kind of seemed like an insurance policy. His base salary is $18 million. So if you trade for DK Metcalf, you'll have $18 million on the books. He doesn't have any guaranteed money after that either. So ideally, if you give up any kind of significant draft capital for DK Metcalf, you would probably ink him to an extension, right? DK Metcalf is 27 years old, 6'4", 225. He could be that wide receiver one that you need. Takes a lot of pressure off Leggett, a lot of pressure off Coker. You know what I'm saying? DK is like plan B or C for me. But it's a very, very attractive situation. Only $18 million to get him. Like I said, you could extend him if you want to when he gets here, or you can let him play it and approve it. You play the franchise tag game next year if you have to. Don't really have anybody else that you need to have franchise next year, because once you ink J.C. Horn, I'm not putting no franchise tag on like Icky or anybody like that. So you should be in good shape in terms of having to use a franchise tag. So you really have roster control over DK. But ideally, you can get him from a conditional pick. Like, hey, if we sign him to an extension, we'll give you a 4th-round pick. But if we don't, it's a 5th or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do those type of structures like that. Because if they trade him, they'll save $18 million, and that's a lot of cap space for the Seahawks to save, especially with a new regime. Especially with a new regime. QJ Smith, what up, though? So would I trade the 8th pick for Garrett Wilson? Potentially. And that's what we're talking about now. My primary goal would be Garrett Wilson. Now, I don't know how available he's going to be. He hasn't officially declared a trade. He obviously had the comments about Bryce Young talking about how good he is. I think if Aaron Rodgers comes back, it's over for him. I don't know what Aaron Glenn wants to do, but if Aaron Rodgers comes back with Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, I think, is as good as gone. Some people still expect him to ask for a trade anyway. He has 2 more years of roster control anyway. Very, very young, consecutive 1,100-yard years. It's going to be a premium to get him. Would he be worth number 8? Probably. I wouldn't do much more than that. I may do 8 and a 5th or 8 and a 4th. and try to get back a second-round pick, get something back in return. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay him right away because he's only got 3 years in the books. You got at least one more year without having to pay him. But you got 2 more years of roster control for Garrett Wilson. He's a precision route runner. He separates, can make the dramatic catch. He can be that lead dog. He has a skill set that matches more with Bryce Young than I think DK Metcalf does. Like, Garrett Wilson is, he's plan A for me. I said plan C, plan B for DK and plan C or D for Kupp. But Garrett Wilson is plan A. If he's available, you have to do what you got to do. It's time for them to make a statement, bro. You can use your rookie quarterback window to be aggressive, to build up this roster. Create your own Super Bowl window. Again, this division is not hard to win. I don't think we're that far from, we were this close to splitting with every team in the division. Even as bad as we were. Could have swept the Falcons. Should have split with the Bucs. But I just think Garrett Wilson's skill set, the way he matches up with Bryce Young, that, like I said, dependable route runner. I saw him in training camp during joint practice last year. This dude is that guy, bro. He is. I think he fits perfect. I think he fits better than T. Higgins. I think he fits better than DK Metcalf. I think he would fit better than a Ted McMillan. I think he would fit better than a Luther Burden. I'm doing it. And now you got Garrett Wilson, Coker, Thielen, and XL. Maybe draft you a little gadget guy if you want to. Take Tez Johnson late or LaJohntay Wester on day 3 of the draft. You got a little jitterbug guy, and now you set. And now you're set. But I want to take a couple phone calls, man. So I'm going to go ahead and open this line up. Listen, I'm going to try to open. Bear with me on the technicality part of this. And if you're watching the replay, if you're not live, do not call if you're not live. Don't call me at midnight when the video is over. Do not call me at midnight. Some of y'all do that. Y'all call at midnight when the replay is gone, leaving voicemails. Got my wife thinking that I'm creeping. Y'all got my wife thinking that I'm creeping out here. So don't call after the show. If the show ain't live, don't call. Okay? If the show ain't live, don't call. Hopefully the technicality part works. Like I said, I got this new setup. Hopefully it works. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on the trade. Who is your plan A? Who is your plan B? How you feel about Myles Garrett trading? Are you hesitant? Are you trying to send it? You sending it in or you not? Yeah, man, y'all calling too late. Y'all calling too late, bro. I'm gonna see if I can get a few of y'all. If somebody calls in, I'll try to get a few in. Wifey's I gotta take over. Hold down the baby. Wifey's watching the baby now. But again, it's time for the Panthers to make a statement, bro. It's time. Yeah, happy wife, happy life, right? It's time for the Panthers to make a statement. I'm tired of being the doormat. I'm tired of being a butt of every joke. I'm tired. So if we can make a big splash, bro. When the last time I opened up the phone lines, bro, somebody called late, bro. My heart dropped. I was like, bro, who is this? I was like, who's this calling? Who's this calling me? Who's this calling me so late? But yeah, it's time, bro. It's time.
Unknown caller.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Yo, what up, though?
What up, Dunk?
What's good, man? What's going on with you?
Not much. We talking about who are we willing to trade for? How we feel about Garrett?
Yeah, what's your plan? What's your plan A trade target, man? What's your plan A trade target?
I wouldn't go massive. I wouldn't throw a first round or second round at nobody, but we got to stay cheap. I will go with John Mitchell. Just link him back up with. Was he with Bryce?
Yeah, he played with Bryce. Him and J-Mo.
Okay, I will link them back up. Okay. Uh, I'll stay cheap. We can't spend as much money as fans want to. We ain't there yet. I mean, we don't put all that money to give Bryce some protection. So I'll stay cheap and I'll build through the draft and stay cheap in free agency.
Stay cheap in free agency. So what's your, like? How do we build the defense though if we staying too cheap?
How much money we got this year? Like 20 something?
Let me look at the salary cap. We can obviously when we make some cuts because Miles Sanders is out of there. I
Yeah.
think Shy Tuttle's probably out of there as well. You make a couple moves like that. Obviously, you extend J.C. Horn. You're gonna create some more cap space. Right now, we're looking at 20 million, but I think we can create another 10 to 15 at least by those moves. And like I said,
Ooh.
Miles is almost a no-brainer. He's definitely not gonna be back. That's $5 million right there.
Okay, we looking at 30 to mid 30. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to stay cheap till we get better in our cap space. That's just me. That's my thinking process right now. Because we can't keep throwing money. Then we get back to the dead money, and then what? We just gonna stay like we gonna be like the Saints?
The thing is, bro, we've been doing this for the same thing for years. Why does it feel like we always never have money, but we also don't have good players?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's why I'm like, man, we gotta do something different and make a statement, bro. Because we never had money, but we never had a good players either. It's always crazy to me.
No, we didn't. We didn't, and we never traded for a young player that's in his prime. We never done that.
So hear me out. If somebody said all the scenarios I laid out, if you could give a first and a mid round pick, like a first and a third for Myles Garrett, yes or no?
Ooh. If it's two picks, yes. If they looking for a future pick, no. I gotta
Obviously, you got to
pass
pay
on
him.
that.
Now, I'm not talking about number 8 because, like I said, the way the money works out, it'll have to be after June 1st, which means you trade in 2026 picks. So the first in 2026, which we don't know what it is yet. So you keep it number 8, but
Yeah.
of course you trade
Oh,
in next year's
okay.
first, and maybe the year after that's third, or if you want to do next year's third, you can. But a first and a third, and obviously you're gonna pay him probably $30+ million. The money that you was gonna have to pay Brian Burns, you definitely gonna have to pay Myles Garrett.
Now, I mean, he deserved that bag. Now, I don't want to talk about the Burns situation. I mean, we all feel a different way about it, but he wasn't worth that 30. I'm sorry,
Myles Garrett
but
is.
yeah, I mean, what you just said, yes, I'm willing to do that.
And that's all I'm saying, man. And I'm saying it's not gonna happen because one, he gotta want to come here, and there's gonna be other suitors, and not that it really matters because he gonna go wherever Cleveland gets the best offer, right? But
Yeah,
also, this is hypothetical. A lot of this stuff is gonna be messy. It's gonna play out still, because of the back and forth. They claim they don't want to trade him, but he want to get up out of there. The way he talking today, I think it's as good as gone. If they don't trade him, it's gonna get nasty, in my opinion. But I think he makes us a contender right away for the division at least. And when you get us in the playoffs, anything can happen, man. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Plus he added that he want to go to a contender, so the Panthers probably not even in conversation anyways. But I mean, if we able, I'll go snatch him.
Think about it though. Who in the NFC? Because I think they're not going to trade him in the AFC. Because if they trade him to the Bills or whoever, that would be stupid in my opinion. A lot of times these teams like to trade to the other conference. So in the NFC, if we get Myles Garrett, how do you think we stack up? Obviously, Derek Brown coming back. We got a number 8 pick, so we could probably gonna add defense there. You got free agency. And let's say we get our defense, we do what we were gonna do on defense, and we add Myles Garrett. Where do you think we are in the NFC? Do you think we really a division dark horse contender? Where do you think we at after that?
Dark horse. If Brown could stay healthy, we damn near contenders at this point.
Bro.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl, but for the playoffs, yes, we for sure gonna make the playoffs if Brown can stay healthy, though.
And to me, it's worth it then. If you know you're gonna be able to get your foot in the door in the playoffs, because once you get in the playoffs, man, it's about, you saw what the Commanders did to the Lions. The Lions was the best team in the league all year. But if you play one game and you turn the ball over, you're gonna lose the game. And they made it to the NFC Championship, man, and they on the up and up now. So I don't think it take much. We ain't gotta go through Lamar. We ain't gotta go through Josh. We ain't gotta go through Pat. We ain't gotta see CJ Stroud. It ain't too many teams I'm afraid of in the NFC, man. That's all I'm saying. So I think they should go for it.
Yeah, and looking at how the Lions done turned over and took a bunch of back shots. Yeah, I mean they look beatable.
Bro, and they coach is gone.
I'm with you. You said who gone?
They lost Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, both their coordinators. So, look, man, it's the NFC is open, man.
Now the NFC been open since Breeze and Cam left.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
Yeah, we just can't get right in. Man. You said what?
You got anything else for me before I let you go?
Nah, I hope we just don't overspend for one player. But if it's Garrett, I mean, I'm all for it, and you just got to pay that man because we don't pay nobody once we get him. So, I mean, if you get him, pay him, and we just got to build off that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like I said, if Brown come back, obviously he got to be himself. He was out for the whole year, so if he's himself, man, I think we instantly become maybe the best front in the division for sure, front four, for sure. Even with Ashawn and even with Clowney, I think we already got probably the best front four, and that's not even mentioning if we add a rookie or something. So I just think if you can do it and you don't have to give that 8 pick, bro, I think it's something you got to consider. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen. Obviously, it's how hypotheticals, but if the opportunity present themselves, I'm pulling the trigger, man. I'm seeing it.
Yeah, jump on it. And before I get up out of here, Dunn, I said this on my turn. I mean, I have been posting lately because I've been working, but Jonathan Brooks should have not started this season. Even when Myles was clicking and all that, Myles was clicking and people calling me crazy for saying, why let him sit? They could be a 1-2 punch. Bro, if you look at him practicing, this man is limping. So it's like we don't force him to be out there. He didn't trust his surgery. But yeah, Doug, I appreciate it for letting me on, and I'm tuned in, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Man, take it easy, bro. We get your work life together, man, and man, get back to posting, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man, take it easy.
All right.
Shout out to Jay Issue on calling up. Joe Clarity, what up, though? Appreciate you tuning in. Hunter saying F them picks. Straight up, man. Like, to me, the NFC, man, it's so much uncertainty, especially in NFC South. The Bucks done won it, 3-4 times in a row? I'm still not afraid of the Bucks. That's how good I feel about the division. That's how good I feel about the division. And the phone line is open, by the way. Like I said, shout out to Jay Issue again on calling in. But that's how good I feel. I'm not afraid of the Bucks, man. They don't put no fear in my heart. No fear in my heart from the Bucks. Again, you get in that dance, anything can happen. This is not the NBA where the best team wins because we're playing a 7-game series. No. The best team you just gotta be the best team that day. You just gotta be the best team that day.
Unknown caller. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You, what up, though?
What's up with you, bro?
What's good, man? What's up? Who is this?
This is John from Fayetteville, man.
Man, appreciate you tuning in, man. Just turn that TV down just a little bit, man. That echo got me tripping a little bit. I hear it in the background.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Nah, you good. You good.
My bad.
What's on your mind, dog?
Hey, look. So like the trade target. Hey, I'm gonna have to go with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be the best guy for Bryce because he's a separator.
Yeah, for sure.
But me personally, I'm kind of more conservative as far as that cap space. But you kind of convinced me to change that up when if we can get somebody like Myles Garrett. I think at that point, we probably should go for him. So that would be, I guess, 1A and 1B.
Yeah, for sure.
But because I think we got our guy quarterback, and like you were saying, like you were talking about the Commanders. If you look back at our team, the Panthers, the 2013, we just caught fire in the playoffs, and I think we had like 11-5 record. We caught fire in the playoffs and went all the way to the Super Bowl. So anything can happen once you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
look, man. And Dan Morgan, he got an interview coming out. I'm gonna let you finish. Like you said, anything can happen. And if you look at the Commanders, all the games, actually, because I'm watching the Texans play, I'm watching the Commanders. If you can cause turnovers, man, and you can have playmakers, and that's what Dan Morgan said. We want playmakers on both sides of the ball, dudes that can take the ball away. Because on any given day, if you win that turnover battle, man, you more than likely are gonna win the game because you're giving yourself more chances to score more points. It's not that complicated. That's why you see people punching at the ball and all that stuff. That's what cost the Ravens. The Ravens cost them the game. It cost the Lions. You know what I'm saying? It cost Sam Darnold and them. The Vikings, they had a good year. It really come down to that in that one game scenario. And so when you get a game changer like Myles Garrett who can get you some strip sacks or can pressure the quarterback that makes him make mistakes, that's the type of guys that I'm talking about, man, that can affect the passer. Then you got some guys in the secondary that can take the ball away. And I just think, man, like if the obviously this is all hypothetical, is probably unlikely because we don't make these type of moves. But I just feel like these are the type of moves that you gotta at least. I hope the front office is talking to each other like, hey, is this something that we can add? Because look, I don't care what kind of system Majiro run. You add Myles Garrett to that thing, bro, you rock it.
100%. 100%. I definitely agree. And the thing about it, having somebody, I'm a Bryce guy. Like having somebody like Bryce, I feel like he has a clutch gene. So if we can get somebody like Bryce into the dance, you never know what can happen. So like just your explanation about Myles Garrett, that changed my perspective because I would say definitely go for it.
You know what I'm saying? Like the NFC, like I said, the NFC South especially, these teams don't scare me, dog. The Saints, they cooked. The Falcons, I'm not worried about them. We already handled them this year. We see how they getting down. Obviously, they're gonna make some moves, but they don't have anybody that puts fear in my heart. The Bucks, they don't won the division 4 times in a row, and I'm still not afraid of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think you win your division first. That's the quickest way to the playoffs. And then, like we said, that's what you catch fire. Like you said, like that 03 team, and and we rocking and rolling. So I think you want to be strategic. You don't want to make them type of crippling moves like the Deshaun Watson scenario though. But like you have to, I think when these opportunities present themselves, because they come up every offseason, there's always surprise trades or guys that are unhappy. You just got to be there and be available to make them chance and take advantage of the opportunities. Because otherwise, we're gonna see him going to the Eagles or to so and so and going for something. And we're gonna be mad, being like, why couldn't we have done that? And that's how it always ends up. So I just want us to like change our mindset as fans. Like, bro, we can do this, man. It don't take 7 years to turn things around. We seeing teams do it. Commanders who have clearly they had worse ownership and then David Tepper. But they didn't turn things around and they got the right people in the right places. And I think we got that, obviously, quarterback and coach. And so I'm ready, man. I'm just tired of I'm tired of talking about it and seeing guys. I'm ready for our team to be and competing.
Exactly.
So what you feel about Garrett Wilson, man? How you feel about Garrett Wilson?
I feel like he's a guy for Bryce. I feel like he's tailor made for Bryce because when you look back at Bryce's film with Alabama, he had separators, and what we lacked in his first year, we didn't have anybody that separated.
Right.
Adam Thielen, he's crafty. He knows how to create. I guess you would call it separation or call it angles where Bryce could deliver the ball, but as far as separators, we were like really low in the league in terms of that. So I think we need more guys like that. But I'm not trying to. And people be down on Xavier Legette. I'm a Xavier Legette guy because I just feel like his separation numbers was pretty high in the league from my understanding. He's always open. If you look at his film, he's always open. That was one of my concerns with him coming out of college is him being able to get open. That guy was always open. Yeah. I feel like if he fixes those drops, addresses those drops, addresses his wrist, I feel like he will be a solid. I feel like he'll be a number one guy, man.
I think him being a number two is even better because I'm thinking back to the Bengals game, and that was the game he scored a touchdown. It was probably his biggest game of his career. Mm-hmm. He had I think he beat one guy for a deep pass, but it was PI. But he smoked them. But it was PI, and they got a pick on it. He had a couple good plays there, but like him being able to go against cornerback twos and stuff, bro, he's abusing them guys, and he showed that he could beat some quarterback ones like against the Chiefs and stuff. But I just think having that pressure off of him to be the man, I think that's the ideal scenario for him. And I agree with you. And the reason why I have faith in him improving, because we see the dude putting in the work. He get that wrist healthy.
Yes, sir.
He improved on the stuff that we had concerns about coming out. Like you said, the separation and getting off press. He put in the work clearly and got better at it. We saw it when it was game time. The improvement that he made from college to in the pros, obviously I like our receiver and coaching staff as well. He's going to put in the work to keep getting better. So I'm not really concerned about the hands. I think he's going to work on that. I think he'll keep getting better. I just think that adding some juice like Garrett, it sets everything off immediately. And I think it's going to open things up for everybody. And I agree with you. That skill set matches up, man. Like, I think he matches up better than the T. Higgins, who's not necessarily a route runner like that or a separator like that. He would be a big target, but I think he's better fit than him. He think he's a better fit than DK. I think he's a better fit than Tech McMillan. I just think Garrett Wilson is the exact guy we need. So he's my plan A. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just in general, because if Myles Garrett is there, let's go get him. But in terms of just what I feel realistically, I would say Garrett Wilson is plan A for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree for sure.
Got anything else for me, man?
Nah, that's it, Dunk. Hey, shout out to your grind, man. I respect your grind, man. You've been ascending, man. Proud of you, dog.
Man, I appreciate you, man. It's I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate you calling in and chopping it up with me too, because it is a lot of work and it is a grind. But it's if I ain't do this, I wouldn't get to talk to no Panthers fans. I don't know any Panthers fans that's not online. So I appreciate y'all too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
No
Take
problem.
It easy,
appreciate
brother.
you having me on, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, you too, bro.
But again, man, I just think the Panthers need to make a statement, bro. And people are noticing Bryce playing well. People are noticing. We saw Micah Parsons been gassing up Bryce. Micah Parsons was gassing up Bryce. We saw Garrett Wilson commenting out of nowhere. Garrett Wilson hadn't commented since Christmas. Garrett Wilson hadn't put a tweet out since Christmas, but he put it out noticing Bryce doing the look away. You know what I'm saying? So I just think people are noticing. We got to do something to change the perception. You add a Myles Garrett, you inflicting juice, and that defensive coordinator ain't gonna have no choice But to get his stuff together, we go get Myles Garrett because we're going to be paying him a lot of money. And we ain't got no time to be throwing away years because you can't get yourself together coaching defense, especially when you have the best defensive player in the NFL. No excuses from that standpoint, in my opinion. But again, appreciate the callers, man. Appreciate the call and the conversation. Of course, the phone lines are still open. Phone lines are still open. We're talking about potential trade targets. Obviously, Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, Myles Garrett, whatever else is on your brain. We're talking more so trades right now. Garrett Wilson, the asking price, I would think number 8 would be the asking price. That's my thoughts, and I'm willing to do number 8. If they want to send back, if we want to do number 8 in like a third or a fourth, or number 8 and a fourth, and they send back a second, that'd be even better because we can move up in the second round. And that way we ain't got to wait till 57 or 58 to pick. I like that. Arvera Robinson, what up, though? Appreciate you checking in. He said Garrett Wilson is a must. That's how I feel, man. He's playing A. There's a lot of teams that need a wide receiver 1. T. Higgins going to be out there. His market is going to be ridiculous. They're talking about he may get $30 million. This receiver class ain't as strong as last year, so there's not that many true just dog wide receiver 1s available. So Garrett Wilson, nobody can offer
Unknown caller.
Call from
Capo.
You, what up, though? What's your name? Where you from?
What's up? My name Capo. I'm from Charlotte.
704 in the building. What's good with you, brother?
I just don't get why everybody is trying to make a move for Myles Garrett. It's just that a move like that, I don't think that makes sense for where our roster is at.
Tell me your hesitations.
My hesitation is that the draft capital plus what it's going to cost to paying him. I think we got we would get like 1 free year thanks to the Browns, but after that, him, Brown, and then paying Horn, I don't see how we can fill out the rest of the roster after also losing draft capital. I don't think he's going to just cost pick 8. I think he's pick 8 and maybe next year as well, first rounder.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier. The way that the contract is structured for the Browns to get any kind of like salary cap savings, they have to make it a post-June 1st. They have to make it a post-June 1st trade. So that splits the salary cap between this year and next year, right? So the fact that it's a post-June, that means you can't trade 2025 draft capital. So we're not even trading 8. We trading next year's first. At least. I mean, it would have to be
okay, but what else?
First.
You think he just won first round? I don't think he's the type of player that goes just for a first rounder.
No, not at all. I don't think it'll be 2 first rounders, but the article I pulled up from Over the Cap, they said that the fact that you're going to have to pay him, because you're going to have to pay him immediately, it's going to be $30-something million.
Right.
And he's worth it.
Yeah.
It's not no Brian Burns situation where we debate. He's worth the $30 million. So I don't think that's a debate. The only debate
and
is
he's worth the trade also.
Yeah.
He's worth the trade also. I'm not doubting the trade. I just think our roster.
No, and my pushback on that is if you add him, it's gonna shorten that gap. He's gonna elevate he's gonna free things up for Derrick Brown because nobody gets double teamed more than Myles Garrett. So he's gonna free up Derrick Brown. If you draft some, because like I said, you keep it 8, you can draft a rookie on defense if you want to. Somebody in the secondary if you need to. You can draft another edge rusher, or if you want to rock with Clowney on the other end, you got Clowney, Myles Garrett. They played together before. You got Derrick Brown. You got Ashawn. If you want to grab somebody in the interior, you can do that too. And so I think
I'm honestly sold.
On where we
you don't have to convince me.
What's up now?
I'm sold. I thought we had to give up pick 8 and next year's pick, but since how you just broke it down, I'm in now. I thought we had to give up this year and next year.
And I thought that too, but let me I'm gonna put it up on the screen because it's gonna be a little bit of a delay if you're watching it. But it says that given the nature of the request and the age and his likely, because he is older. I mean, granted, Julius Peppers played until he was 36 years old, whatever. So I'm not worried about the age. At least if you give him a 3-year extension, I think you're gonna get prime Myles Garrett for at least 3 years. And if we can't do nothing in 3 years, I'm okay with that anyway, because we probably need to move on from him and figure out what we're gonna do, because we need to go all in while Bryce is on this rookie contract. So that's my thoughts. But the fact that he's that age, and the fact that we're gonna have to pay him, it says that it won't be multiple first round picks. It says they certainly should get at least one, but it'll probably be that and a mid round pick with some kind of escalator, so conditional. So basically, it'll be like a third or a 1 and a third conditional or a fourth conditional that can turn into a third if he plays or we sign him to a contract extension. So I think, man, for that, I'm sending it, bro. I'm sending it. It's going to be a lot of competition, though, so you may have to add a little bit. But if not having to give up 2 first rounders, I'm sending it, man.
I think a first rounder from the Panthers hold more weight than anybody first rounder, also based off our history. So,
look, ideally, we add Myles Garrett. We win a division next year, so we ain't picking no higher than 19 anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't make that.
I agree.
You don't make that Myles Garrett trade unless you plan on winning the division. You know what I'm saying? And you picking in the teens and 20s anyway. So then it actually looks like a good trade. But I think he shortens that gap, man. I think he helps us, man. This division, I'm not afraid of the division, man. I'm not.
I agree.
I'm not. So
do you think we could pay him and Garrett and Horn all in 1 year? Garrett Wilson, that is.
Oof, it's gonna be tough to get both. I think it's more of a one or the other. But Garrett Wilson, if you get him, you ain't gotta pay. He's on his rookie deal. And he can get a contract, but you don't really have to pay him until the following year. Now, Myles Garrett, he's older, so he's gonna want his money ASAP. He got 2 years left on his deal, but he's gonna want his money ASAP. And he's gonna get it from whether he stays with the Browns or he gets traded, he's gonna get his money. So I think that's just a given. But Garrett Wilson,
for me, Garrett Wilson is priority one.
Yeah. So, but what do you think about like a plan B or C, like a DK Metcalf, man? If obviously Garrett it's gonna be some suitors. Myles Garrett is gonna be the hottest commodity when available. But like a plan B or a plan C, a DK Metcalf, obviously, you know, he got that background with Canales from Seattle. How you feel about adding him? You think it's worth it?
What you think a trade would be for him? Like
I wouldn't
a third
say more than
and a fifth?
It couldn't be more than a third, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, I would definitely. How old is he?
He's 27,
like, what,
but he only has
29?
one more year left on his deal. So you going to get whatever you get.
Nah,
you got to make sure you extend it.
Yeah, he worked it. I think as long as you give Bryce a legitimate wide receiver one, we can fully see like how special he is.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into next year hoping Leggett develops into the player we're expecting, because then let's say we do suck again and it's a quarterback within striking distance. I mean, I fully believe in Bryce, but we got to give him the proper weapon so he can actually show us who he is.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it would be a misstep by the front office to like not add more playmakers, right? And I know our defense is trash.
Yeah.
But we still need some juice. Yeah. We were last in yards at the catch. We need somebody that can like call their own shot. That can like, that's what I call it. Like in the NBA, you ain't got to draw no play up for him. You just give them the ball and get out the way.
Facts.
We need some of them type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? So like and that takes pressure off of Bryce. Bryce ain't got to drop 5 touchdowns just for us to win in overtime against the Falcons. If he dropped 5 touchdowns, we killing the team that we playing, right? So I think it's just giving him more to give Bryce more room for error. Like, because the dang Lions, they won a game and golf through 5 picks. They beat the Texans and golf through 5 picks. If Bryce throw 5 picks, first of all, they're going to run him out of Charlotte. 2, we getting blown out most likely. We don't have that type of room for error. So I think we just got to get more talent, man. Even on defense too, but on offense as well. That way we have more room for error. Because like it seems like when we make an early mistake, it feel like it's over for us. I'm thinking of that Cowboys game, that first fumble from Bryce, it feel like we just never recovered. And we were in business because we was in the red zone. He fumbled in the red zone. It just felt like we never really recovered from that one early mistake. And it shouldn't be like that. Football ain't that hard to the point that one mistake in the first quarter should throw off your whole game. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
But yeah, DK like playing C for me. But I think he's definitely a potential option just because of the history.
What you think about? I'm kind of against this for obvious reasons, but what you think about Pickens?
I'm good on Pickens. It really does have something to do with him, but it don't. The Deontay Johnson situation really, it really burned me, bro. And the idea wasn't bad. Like, I like what Dan and them did. They took a low risk, potential high reward move. He was a route runner, a separator, whatever. And it didn't cost much. We were gonna get rid of Dante anyway. So I like the idea.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. And I just don't think we in a position for something again. Like you said, we can't throw away another year with Bryce and something not working out. So I just think we need to be sure, you know what I'm saying, when we make a move. And I just
I agree.
The talent is there, but I just think he a little bit of a head case, man. And I don't think they're gonna tread down that road again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else call in.
All right, brother. I appreciate you checking in, man. Appreciate your support and watching. Got a long off season ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be tuned in.
Appreciate you though, brother. Take it easy now. All right, man. Yeah, it's a lot of options out there, man. It's a lot of options out there. But I probably got enough time for one more caller. If anybody want to call in, if not, it's okay. Like I said, if you're not watching this live, do not call my phone. I'm telling you, if you're not watching this live, do not call my phone. And don't call my phone late just because I said, because some of y'all will troll. I'm telling you, I'm a married man. And when my phone rings late, because some of y'all on the West Coast, y'all going to watch this 3 hours later.
Unknown caller.
Y'all gonna watch this 3 hours later. I know what y'all do. And y'all gonna call in like it's live, but it ain't live. Y'all gonna be talking on my voice, but don't be doing that.
To accept.
What up, though? What's your name? Where you from?
What up, though? This is Chris. I'm originally from the Ville, but I'm out here living in Las Vegas.
Vegas and that thing, though. My second favorite city. What up, bro?
Yeah, every time we go there, we win, right? We need
Hey,
to come
man.
out here more often.
Hey, I'm trying to get back, man. I'm trying to get back. What's good with you, man? What's on your mind?
Okay, so I don't really want to repeat what everybody else said. I agree. Garrett Wilson is number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see Myles Garrett happening. I feel like that's kind of like a fever dream, pipe dream, I mean.
Yeah.
But if we could do it, of course, make it happen. But what I want to rant about is what I see a lot of Carolina Panthers fans saying, and that's this is 8th overall pick and treating it like it's it's, you know what I'm saying, God's gift to earth. Like, there, in my opinion, I'm just saying, in my opinion, there ain't no blue chip talent at 8, like, unless some falls to the Panthers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like every mock draft I've seen has like Mycel Williams, James Pierce, Jalen Walker. They all over the board. Like, people don't even know who the best one is.
Exactly.
So like they don't know. We don't know. Can we count on Everett to know? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you can get a good player, send it. Like, send that shit. Excuse my French. Sorry.
Nah, you good. I feel the emphasis. I feel you because exactly. And there's a couple blue chips, and if it wasn't such a deep draft as well on defense, I would feel a little bit more hesitant. And like you said, if there was a blue chip, I feel a lot more. But man, you know these fans, man, they love that mystery box, man. They'll pass on trading number 8 for Garrett Wilson in hopes that they can draft Garrett Wilson. I'm like, bro, give me the sure thing, dog. These picks, they don't mean nothing to me, man. Especially this year. Send it. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think? What I guess for Wilson or whatever, what would you be willing? How high would you be willing to go? Obviously, 8. We were assuming 8 is on the table. We kind of just established that. If they say, "Hey, I need another pick. I need a 4th or something like that," you doing it, or what's your cutoff limit? Where you just saying, "Nah, I'm walking away"?
Yeah, no, I would probably send like a fourth. I send as high as a fourth. Like I'll try not to go a third. But the reason why I say that is because I think about like what's the history of like our fourth round picks. You know what I mean? Like we've gotten kind of lucky like kids, like just Jatavian Sanders, and I was at the top. Like he kind of stuck in the third round, so
Yeah.
Panthers got lucky with that. But yeah, first and the fourth, like that's nothing. Because if not, like what else are you gonna try to do? Ted McMillan? You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying he's bad. Like you're still gonna try to like get a number one receiver, and it's like Garrett Wilson is that. Only thing I don't know how they would make it work is Garrett Wilson, the 8th pick, and the cap because you got to pay him. So like I don't know, they had to do some cap gymnastics or something.
Yeah, I haven't looked at his number, but he's on a rookie deal, and typically them top 10 picks, they get most of their money and the bonus up front. And so it ain't going to be much. And you're not going to have to pay him. You're going to have 2 years of roster control. You're going to have 1 more year on his rookie deal, and then you get that 5th-year option. I can try to pull up his contract now. But you ain't got to pay him as soon as he get here. Myles Garrett, yeah, you're going to have to pay him as soon as he get here. He's going to be worth it. I'm not even tripping on that either. Look at that. Garrett Wilson, his final year, his rookie deal, his base salary is $1 million. $1 million. And so the Jets will have to pay his bonus of $2 million. Yeah, so like he gonna want to re-up eventually, but you're gonna have him for $1 million this year. And so it's not gonna really hurt you on the cap for this year. Obviously, you're gonna have to extend him next year. But again, this is a guy that had 3 1,100 yard seasons in a row. He's a route runner. He gonna be that wide receiver 1. He can make the spectacular catch. He's a dog, man. I saw him at training camp last year, bro, in person, man. He was routing up. I mean, granted, we ain't saying a lot because it's our secondary, and JC wasn't practicing, but he was killing our secondary, bro. He was routing them up, man. So he's one of them ones, man. And I just, like you said, Ted. I actually am a big Ted fan, but Ted ain't gonna be Garrett Wilson, at least not right away. You know what I'm saying? And I think Garrett's skill set matches a lot better than Ted, right? So I just think, man, it's a no-brainer for me on Garrett Wilson. The only thing you got to think about is if you get into a bidding war, because there's a lot of teams that need a wide receiver 1. And we ain't really, if we give a better offer, only leg up we got is Garrett Wilson is a fan of Bryce Young. So we know that. So that helps, but he ain't the one making the decision, right? So, and it's all hypothetical anyway, but I just think that. So what do you think about a plan C, like a Cooper Kupp potentially? That if he, because I think if we trade for them, he would only be about $12 million, and he ain't got no guaranteed money after this year. So you could cut him if he can't stay healthy or things work out. Like if we miss out on Garrett, if we miss out on DK or whatever, what you think about Cooper Kupp?
Nah, I'm not on Cooper Kupp. No hate to Cooper Kupp, but he's older.
Yeah.
It's a big contract. He's trying to make room to fix the defense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you said, it's going to be another slot receiver. If we're going to get like another receiver, like we can't get somebody like a big body receiver or anything like that. I'll try to get like a speedster, like a Zay Flowers or something, try to find somebody, you know what I'm saying, like a little cheaper, a younger. But nah, Cooper Kupp like on the twilight of his career, so I wouldn't even go down that route. Plus, it's like, what do you do with Adam Thielen? Is he part of the trade? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like, it's just too many. It's too many slot guys. Like I said, I think Coker's future is gonna be in that slot, replacing Thielen whenever Thielen's out of there. But I'm the way Thielen been hooping, man. He don't really win with speed anyway, so he can stay as long as he want to, in my opinion. He only making $4 million or something like that. He ain't expensive no more. So like, I think he gonna want a little bit more money this year, but it ain't gonna be much. So I'm cool on the slot, all slot too. I know some people are just kind of like, they hear the name Cooper Kupp, but then when you look at him, it's like, and the salary don't really bother me. It's the fact that this man ain't played a full season since 2021, right? So he gonna be a dog, but it's like, am I only getting 8 games? Am I only getting 9 games of him? Like, what's the benefit of it, right? So that's my thing. So exactly. I guess if all things being equal, if you can only pick one, is it Garrett Wilson? Is it Myles Garrett, knowing the draft compensation we talked about? Or is it one of those two? Who would you pick? Knowing where our defense is and knowing obviously we need a wide receiver one, let's say that it costs for Myles Garrett next year's first and next year's third, then you got to pay him $35 million, or you get Garrett Wilson for number 8 and you ain't got to pay him till next year. What would you pick between the two?
You ain't gonna agree with me on this one, but I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson. The reason why though is because I feel like once you get that number one receiver, I feel like literally the offense is done.
Yeah.
Like you got your offensive line. I mean, we could probably pick up another tight end, but it's like you got all your receivers. You good on receiver. You got your big body number 2, opens up for Lee Gett. You got Garrett Wilson. Like you could really finally evaluate Bryce without having to say the handicap of, but he don't have this.
Yep.
So it's like you could just evaluate that, and he's coming up on his 5th-year option. It's a no-brainer what you see him do at that point.
Yep.
So it's just like that answers all the questions. So that's me though. That's just my opinion.
And I don't totally disagree because I kind of, and it kind of came to me while I was talking about it. I kind of thought of an idea of like, okay, this is how we can get Myles Garrett, and you ain't got to give up number 8 because you can give up next year. You trade back and get another first next year. That way, you pretty much not get them for free per se, but you know what I'm saying. All you gotta do is pretty much pay them. But with Wilson, I agree. There's multiple paths to, and mainly because of the draft. The draft is deep defensively. There is not wide receiver one just screaming in this draft or screaming in free agency unless you're going to pay $30 million to T. Higgins, and I don't feel good about doing that, to be honest. So there's a lot easier path to getting your defense right through the draft and free agency than there is finding that dog wide receiver that we definitely need. So you kind of go with the resource that's the most scarce resource. So I don't fault you for thinking like that. But I just know Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in the league right now. He defensive player of the year last year. And so adding him, if Avero can't do right with him, he might be gone by week 4. The leash going to be short. Because if you got that guy on the defense and you can't get that defense right, something wrong. But I agree with you though, man. That 8, people got to we can't be too married to that number 8 pick, man. Send that. Send it.
And I appreciate your time. I'm gonna let everybody else hop on here though. But hey, keep doing your thing, Dunk. I watch you anytime you go live.
Man, I appreciate you, brother, man. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna try to get back more live on here. Like I said, I'll be on Bleacher Report live every Wednesday because I got a little contract with them. But I'm gonna try to get back at least doing the live a little bit more frequent and definitely open up these phone lines, man, because I like chopping up with y'all, man. But appreciate you calling in, dog.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it seemed like, and I understand. Wow, basketball thing. Jimmy Butler is getting traded to the Warriors. Jimmy Butler to the Warriors for Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and the first round pick. Wow. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. First of all, I hate Jimmy Butler. I'm not a Jimmy Butler fan. But wow. Wow. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, Jimmy Butler gone, man. He gone. But yeah, it seems like, man, the consensus, man, everybody's open to trading, and that's what I want to just get to, man.
Unknown caller.
Got one more call.
Call from
Will Belk.
Yo, what up, though? What's your name? Where you from?
Will Belk, man, born and raised in Langston, South Carolina. Right now I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
You in Baltimore, man. What's going on with you, brother?
Baltimore, man.
How you feeling?
Man, listen, I'm feeling wonderful, man. I've been following you for a while. Your content is always on point. Your passion always shines through. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate
I just
that,
want to
man.
give you one little thing I want to say.
Okay.
I think the Panthers, I think that what the Panthers need to do, man, I think we need to drop the 8th pick and drop back. If you notice, it's certain numbers. Well, the 8th pick is usually good for us, though. We got Jordan Gross there. We also got J.C. Horn there.
Yep.
But also, if we drop back to that 14th pick with Indianapolis, we could get their first round and maybe their second round. that's the same pick where we got Thomas Davis at. There's a couple Bulldogs, man, I think might light it up.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I was like,
What you
man,
think?
listen, I don't know what Kirby be saying to them boys, man, but we need look, we need a couple of them dudes on our defense, bro. We need a couple of them.
Yeah.
Them boys be
We need a couple
violent man, out
Bulldogs.
there. I'm watching the Eagles, bro, and they got a couple of them up front. I'm like, man, I don't know what Kirby be saying to them, but them boys be hungry. So I'm like, we need some of them on defense.
We got to have some of them because at the end of the day, man, we ain't had no felons on our defense in a while. Man, the last one we had, I think, was Greg Hardy. You know, you got to have somebody with a couple I ain't wishing no harm on nobody, but you got to have a couple guys, man, that push the limit.
Yeah.
You know, they pushed it all the way up. That's what we need. We ain't had it in a while.
Nah, I feel where you coming from, man. It's we got too many choir boys, and
you know.
And on defense, man, I want somebody like I want somebody like you talking about, man. I don't want no choir boy, man. Like what Deion say, he don't want nobody with both parents in the house. So I need somebody.
Thank you.
They got mouths to feed. They got somebody depending on them. I need one of them type of dudes, man. So I'm with you on that.
So that's what I've been studying, man. I've been doing that PFF draft, and I move around and see what I can get. But if the guy that we want in there 8th, then I think Indianapolis at that 14th spot will be the prime spot because this, you know, after you get past like number 10, 12, you know, it's a lot of guys that's in that same grade area. So, but I just historically that 14th pick has been good for us, and if you just look historically at guys that came at that 14th pick, it's a lot of guys that's Hall of Famers and things of that nature. So I don't know. I've been a big guy on the numbers. Like, where do we select them? It means a lot to us.
Yeah, and I feel you on that because it's just superstition and all that too. I'm a superstitious type of guy too, but I just think it's in that middle area is the sweet spot. I think this draft is deep.
Yeah,
it ain't top heavy though, right?
Yep.
It ain't but
Right,
2 or
exactly.
3 must have dudes. You got Abdul Carter, you got obviously Travis Hunter, that type. So if you miss out on them, man, there's a lot of good edge rushers in this draft that I think can help us.
Oh,
but I wouldn't take them
believe
at 8. But if we in the teens or the 20s or something like that, and we could pick up another first or another second, man, I would be open to it. I'm actually open to trading back too. If there's certain guys that I wouldn't pass up at 8 if they fall to us, but I'm listening in terms of if somebody want to come up and get somebody. Because like I said, it's not really, somebody said it before. If you look at all these expert mock drafts, they got us taking all kind of people. Nobody really knows. So you at 8, you kind of in no man land.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I think if that wide receiver from Arizona is still on the board around 8, I think a lot of people might want to trade up and get him. Like somebody like Miami might want to move up from 13.
Yeah.
I think Indianapolis would really want to move up if he's still on the board, and he could be. I've seen him going as high as like 6. I've seen him going as low as like 18. So, you know, it just depends.
I think if he make it past 4, who is the Patriots, because I think the Patriots they got money. I think they're gonna throw a bag at T. Higgins, and I don't really think anybody got money to be able to outspend them. But they looking for a receiver for May. But if they don't get T. Higgins, I could definitely see them going with McMillan. If not, I'm kind of scared he may go to New Orleans. But if somebody trade up to 8, I wouldn't be shocked for them to want to get him. But I'm scared he gonna fall in New Orleans' lap, and then we're gonna have to face him twice a year for some years. So I don't know.
That's my fear too. That's my fear too, man. I could see Michael Thomas 2.0, you know, Mike Evans 2.0, you know, always that big dominant receiver laying in our division, but not on our team. You know. Well, I'm following you. I mean, only the corner. What you think about that corner out of Michigan? You think he's gonna be gone?
I took him in my last mock. I think anywhere between 5 and 8. I think he's top 10. I think anywhere between 5 and 8 he'll go. But if you're looking at some of these like reports coming out now, because people watching their tape now, they're picking this game apart a little bit because he don't really like to tackle like that for sure. And he's a gambler.
Right.
And that's why he makes so many plays. And I don't mind a gambler because we need somebody that can take the ball away. But he's definitely a gambler.
We do for sure.
And he reminds me not of JC Horn, because I think JC Horn is better in press man coverage, but the size,
Right.
the length, he likes to play a little bit physical too. But I think he has good ball skills. He can catch the ball just like JC as well. But I think he's a lot more aggressive in terms of that. But you get a young guy in there like that, man, you get him, because JC Horn is a real technician with his game. That's why I like JC. He's real technical and fundamentally sound.
Very much.
You get him working together with them, man, and I know we need pass rush, but you get 2 lockdown corners like that. You got JC Horn. He going to get that bag this offseason, and then you get a rookie on a rookie deal like Johnson from Michigan, man. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Especially in this type of league, the way they pat throwing the ball around. So, and then you could do more stuff. You could travel JC, because I know we couldn't travel him this year because Mike Jackson was solid, but he's not a man corner. He can only play off coverage. He can only play the wide side of the field. So it kind of limited what we could do with JC. But you get another guy like Will Johnson from Michigan, you can let JC shadow Mike Evans or Drake London or whoever you may face, you know what I'm saying? And then we can do a lot more things in the secondary, man. So I think there's a lot of different directions we can go, and that's why I think we could probably just go best player available. And unless we just do something silly, I'm probably not going to be mad at whoever we pick or whatever we do, to be honest, because there's a lot of different directions we can go.
I'm with you on that, but it's something about dropping back. I feel like this is the right year to do it. And them Bulldogs, man, I like Carter, and I like Mykel. Mykel could end up going before Abdul. It's one of them picks where I don't know. It's going to get down to the wire. That pro day going to be a big deal, but that pedigree, I mean, Abdul is that guy, though, but them Bulldogs, man.
Yeah, Mykel, he don't have a lot of production on sacks, but somebody, I forgot who, I think it's Jordan Reed, he said that Daniil Hunter, he didn't have a lot of sacks either in college. And I think that's just the way that Kirby plays them as well. But Mykel going to come in from day one, and he going to be a good run defender. He going to set the edge. He going to be able to share blocks and make plays against the run. And so to me, and then let him grow and develop in the pass rush game, I wouldn't be mad at that. I could see them doing it. He fits that Ejiro size. He can set the edge. He got them long arms. He got that athletic upside. He's not my favorite pick, but again, he's a Bulldog, and I could see them doing something like that. But that's the thing about this. Like I said, it's so many different names we throwing around. That's why I think, like you said, a trade back could be ideal to let things sort itself out, because you just never know where every other team's got players ranked. Because it's one of them drafts where I think it's going to be a toss up on after those first couple 3 or 4 picks. It's going to be a toss up about, okay, who does what, and a lot of it going to have to do with where them quarterbacks go.
Right. Man, look, I just wanted to call in and again give you a shout out for the consistency and the content. Always elite. Your breakdown is second to none. The passion is always there, and you never know how you affecting people out in this world, man. So just keep affecting people in a positive way.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot for real. Y'all keep me going on this, man, because it's tough, especially when the team bad. So if it wasn't for y'all, man, I probably wouldn't have made it this long.
Well, we're going to stay with you, man. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you again later on in the off season. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. Said Mike Green. I'm not a big fan of Mike Green at 8. If we trade back, yeah, potentially. James Pierce, I think James Pierce is one of them dudes too. They call him a Brian Burns clone. I wouldn't be mad at James Pierce. My edge, I'm going to try to drop my edge ranking video this week. I got a Mike Green film breakdown coming out tomorrow, so y'all stay tuned for that. My Mike Green video is coming out tomorrow. Right now, I had James Pierce probably as my edge 2, maybe edge 3. I gotta finalize my list. I haven't watched James Pierce since the regular season. I'm gonna go back through his film one more time. But I got him probably about 2 or 3. Right? But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. The call-ins, I love the call-ins because, like I said, I'm always talking to the camera, so it feel like I'm just talking. Obviously, the chat, y'all keep it popping in the chat, so it's always love there. But being able to talk to y'all on the phone, it means everything. I'm gonna start doing that more. So again, Bleacher Report every Wednesday at 6 on the Bleacher Report app. I'm gonna try to see what I can do to get them to send notifications. For some reason they don't. But I'm gonna try to see what I can do there. But what I'm gonna probably start doing, do a discussion on the topic on Bleacher Report, and then come here and take y'all feedback on everything. Open up the phone lines, talk to y'all, engage with y'all, and just get how y'all feeling about what we talked about on Bleacher Report. Because Bleacher Report is only 30 minutes. And it's a chat, but it ain't got no phone. So I'm gonna probably start doing that. But again, I'm trying to get that Mike Green film breakdown out tomorrow. And then of course, my edge ranking video, I'm gonna either aim for Friday or Saturday. So y'all stay tuned for my top 10 edge rushers and the Mike Green film breakdown. So y'all, appreciate y'all. If you have not, give the video a thumbs up. Shout out to everybody that super chatted. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to all the callers, man. It's everything. Shout out to all the love and support. I got to go eat me some dinner. I'm starving. I'm going to come back down here, finish my Mike Green film breakdown, and get it out for tomorrow. So y'all be ready. Turn them notifications. Turn them notifications on. That way you ready. And we out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. It's all love. Peace. So you got to hop in next time. Give me your take on my kill. All right, bet.